Hello, hello. Testing one, two, three. Yeah, it's coming through. Howdy, guys. So tonight we're actually going to be having a semifinal game versus SAV and DRG. This is actually a reschedule from Thursday's match. SAV was unfortunately unable to have some players come in. But it looks like we're about to get straight into it. I'm casting here with my good pal Bible Klinger, an ex-teammate from last season. And it looks like we're about to be underway.
Should be a good match tonight. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this series plays out.
Yeah, it looks like we're starting off to more of a mid rush. At least it seems. Rose is getting a bit exploratory out here and is probably going to get caught off, looking down the stairs and gets swung on by Dirt Slurp. What a very insta kill. Looks like they're going to probably just take it into an instant A hit here. Would make the most sense. You have one player up in storage and another player coming back over. Does get the immediate trade, but Chill Pyro pulls one back, but instantly gets traded by Cutthreat as well. It looks like they actually still also have a sub for this game as well. Currently in a 3v2 situation. They're all playing it very, very passively, not giving away too many fights, but DeBearShark with a crazy shot on Cutthroat, and a great shot on Rowdy as well. Left open to the 1v1. He's almost got the shot. Both reloading at the same time. They're running down, no kit, and Binu does take it over BearShark there.
I'm not sure I really like the counter-terrorist strategy there of sending one person down mid to explore. I can understand why you need to poke and prod on the bomb sites. I do appreciate that, but I just feel like the risk there is incredibly high. Now, maybe it was some sort of anti-strat plan or something like that, but I just don't think it worked out at all.
I feel like this most definitely was more of an anti-strat for SAV here, knowing that Rose probably pushes up mid. I can't quite remember if our game, that's what Rose did. But it was probably something from film that led them to believe, hey, let's just stick around top mid. But it looks like this round we're just coming down to a very, very slow round, sending a feeler out towards mid with Dekel. Very smart from their IGL, who I think is Dirt Slurpee as well, who's going to be their op IGL. So sending a feeler out, just try and get some space here. Seems like they are lurking towards the correct side of the map, and Cutthroat's just about to probably see the amount of players here. They're all tucking. This is actually very smart from DRG, but they do take the fight. Rowdy takes 2 away. And it looks like, yeah, they're just going to exec onto B here, with Bomb getting put down and Index getting cleared by Rowdy. Rowdy with 3 good kills there to clear up that site.
Bomb has been planted.
Don't really see much else coming out of this round. What would you like to see from the Drakes here with this next round? Are we thinking more of a light buy or more of a full investment?
I think if you could do a full investment, they probably should have enough money across the board, get the M4s set up, and just play it really solid. Go back to fundamentals on this round, win the round, make it 2-1, and that's something you can work with.
Yeah, definitely don't want to play too crazy with this buy. You don't want to pull anything crazy out of that. Probably just want to do something that's just gonna help win a round, help you see what's going on, everything like that. As we're getting into the next round, it does look like they are going to go into a more of a force here with the rifles. 3 opting out of buying helmets. I don't quite understand the sentiment there when you do know that they had Mac 10s and wheels last round. But it seems like it's just a fast B hit. Rowdy pulling down, but they do get the immediate refrag back. The BearShark able to get one through the smoke and not get traded out. Left in a 4v3, and Shield Pyro pulls out, gets another kill. Left in a 3v2 here. And Rose with an instant flank down from E-Box. That was a very, very good round. Very clean, very fast rotates, making sure that you had everything, and then really collapsing there on the T's.
I'm a real fan of the Leopard strategy. First gun round of your opponents, on the counter-terror side, you hit them hard, you hit them fast. Don't give them a chance to set up. Make sure that they're ready for you. And if they're not ready, then you get a free round out of it. And at first, it seemed like it was working. They got on there, took the site, had smokes down, but the Drakes weren't going to be shut out of the site so easily. They came in just as equally, hard and fast, and took the site back. Good round.
Yeah, very good round. And it seems like we're going off to more of a default here from Sav. Really just trying to spread out, get map pressure. As you can see, we have 2 players down towards E-Box, and Rowdy with a great shot through the smoke, and Index almost throwing his life away to an offer down on stairs. Mr. Saki does pull one back with Deckel, who's the A-main lurk there, it seems. But it's going to be a hard round to win with Mr. Stacky and Index both very, very low. They've got to maybe pull off a stack here. What do you think, Bible?
It's hard to say here. I wonder if they have an idea where the Leopards are really planning on setting up. Right now, everyone's being incredibly cautious. I don't mind the passive setup here. I think it can work out. At the very least, the Drakes, I think a passive setup helps them.
Yeah, I really do like their how much they're holding on the util as well. They did just use their last smoke down towards A main. Rose spotting one towards mid, but nobody rotating over quite just yet, with 2 people still on B, 2 people on A. Smoke towards cams, and it looks like they are Sav is slowly walking back towards B here after just a slight amount of pressure, thinking that they've rotated most of the people off of B, but they are making a lot of noise now. They're going to start hearing this. The Bear Shark mainly pulling one in, getting a second, almost getting the third. It's left up to a 2v2 with very similar health. You have Rose already into a quick flank on E-Box, and Mr. Stacky, almost catching one off guard. But he is getting held down by an op here. If he swings into this, that would be death, just like that. Mr. Stacky left up in the 1v2. Last knowing one was towards Pizza. But hearing the rifle, considering probably both towards A main here, but Dirt Slurpee is playing it excellently. And then Binu with a great shots down on Mr. Stacky. That was an excellent post-hold.
Yeah, I think this was really good for SAV, for the Leopards right here. 3-1 scoreline, very nice getting into your T side, getting that type of advantage. And I mean, if you look at the buy for the Drakes, it's not going to be good now. They pretty much have to save or go incredibly light. As long as the Leopards don't throw this round away, they're in really good position for this half.
Yeah, and it looks like the DRG is just opting for a mid push, but Chill Pyro actually getting caught through the smoke, and then Index getting gated. Walking through the smoke is just immediate death, unfortunately. With most of the Sav players all floating towards mid. One person holding towards that T stairs position, which it seems like that's where they're starting to lean towards, maybe take an A hit. Mr. Stacky is pushing up towards Rugs here, gonna catch somebody off guard, and almost able to get the kill on Cutthroat, but just unfortunately not able to. Now they are calling the rotate over to maybe A. He pulls back. So it looks like Sav are just gonna have an open free site here if they just keep pushing forward. Yeah, it looks like they might just be looking for exits here. With Rose pushing up towards mid and the Bear Shark just holding towards camera and then also coming back towards mid. Might just be looking for maybe trying to get a rifle from an exit or maybe something like that. Make their next round buy a lot stronger.
Yeah, I think the Drakes are going to be a little bit sad about this round that they didn't manage to at least take one gun away from the Leopards. Obviously, the T-side economy is much stronger than the CT side, so there's not much that you can expect from just taking a single gun away, but it's still nice to walk in there and take it.
He's actually holding a lot of people here. If the bomb were to go off, there might... Oh, it is Anubis bomb.
Yeah, if this were Inferno as the map of choice, everybody and their brother would be dead in the next server.
Yes,
For some reason, they brought the cheap bomb over here on this map.
So I guess we should probably discuss, this is actually DRG's map pick. and then them starting on the CT side here. With our next map actually coming up will be Ancient, which is Sav's pick. And then if we need a decider, Dust 2. And Rose actually getting an off shot onto Rowdy there, but only taking him down to about 17 health, not able to fully kill him there. Would have always loved that immediate for a 5v4, but have to fight a little bit harder for this round.
I think we can see the part of the wall that he clipped there to get that shot.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that the off was like that. And it seems like they might be actually trying to recommit back in towards mid here. Smoking off house. Rose playing around it, but he is unsupported with them opting for a 3-1-1. And Mr. Saki full blind, able to get Dekel there. Was Dekel also blinded there?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, no, that's just unfortunate. Now you have Dirt Slurpee coming on a solo mission here with the op. Very, very dangerous, but is mulling off the correct position. And they opt for the smoke to be able to hold on to that. That really just forces Dirt Slurpee back, especially because of his weapon of choice. It seems like they are leaning back towards the B bomb site, which has been left a little bit weaker, opting for that 2-1-2. Rotating one off B to help towards A. Dirt Slurpee trying to sell a fake here, but it does not seem like it's working actually. The mid player is rotating over to B, which is going to be Sav's hit. And Rose hits the first shot. Now they've got to scale it. Rose hits the second onto Cutthroat. Is he going to be able to get the third? No, it does not opt to shoot it, but Index does get the spray down onto Binu. If I was Dirt Slurpee, I would be looking to save, especially from rounding down to 1 second.
The question is if they're going to let him.
And he will. Doesn't. Wow.
I found it interesting in that round. Rose gets 2 op kills, and then he turns away because they're expecting the E-box push. And even after Index pulls the 3rd kill, they're still expecting, like, this can't be it. It can't just be the guys at B main. There's got to be a bigger attack. I appreciate that out of the Drakes, that they're expecting more complex plays, but obviously sometimes it's simpler.
Triple nades. Oh, and Rosite's actually able to get out of there and able to pull one off with Binu with an assisted flash from Chilled Pyro. That's insane. That is insane that they got that. Dirt Slurpee is trying to lurk towards A main though here. There is a player there that they could take advantage of, but we'll have to see if they swing aggressively. And Mr. Seki is actually getting a secondary player, but instantly dies by Cutthroat. What an amazing shot. Forces Chilled Pyro to try and let them have the space a little bit, but with a well-placed Molotov, is going to push them off still. Now, it does look like they are doing for that second commitment towards mid. Oh, DeBear Shark almost getting up, but Dekel hyper aware with Rose actually pulling Dekel back. They're still in a 3v3 here. With them all running into the Index, almost spraying down all 3, but does get one, brings Rowdy down low. They are doing the rotate, 1 through towards E-box, and then 1 towards CT spawn. Looks like somebody is taking over, Cutthroat's taking over that E-box position, and then you have Rowdy playing towards back plat. Rose playing a little bit deeper here, letting them push up, and Cutthroat with an instant shot onto Chilled Pyro as well. I don't think Rose is going to be able to put this together. This is 2 very weird positions that he is unable to clear. Yeah, Rowdy with a brilliant spring as well. Great shots from Cutthroat there.
That spray down in E-box, I mean, I'm telling you, that E-box player is probably thinking, I had it. If I could have just adjusted just a little bit here or a little bit there, I could have had all 3. I mean, I think you've been there. I think I've been there. We've all had the almost spray downs, and
yeah.
They don't always work. And it's very depressing when you don't hit it.
But hey, you know, it was close. The CTs are actually having to opt towards a lighter buy here. Do you think we're maybe going to see a little bit more pressure come out from somewhere? Oh, with Dirt Slurpee already picking on the Bear Shark, I don't see any super pressure coming out of anywhere now. And pulling another through the smoke. Dirt Slurpee is on fire through these smokes. Basically singly taking out A, but we do have somebody late pushing through the mid smoke. is able to pull out, almost able to pull out one against Minu, but he does spot the bomb, so they're a little bit confused on where the bomb's going. With you have Mr. Stacky rotating from A all the way to B, but it does still seem like it's going to be B hit with two of your players already outside, two of SAV's players already outside of B. Is Index going to be this aware for Pepper to be this close? Unfortunately not. Had to start spraying at that operative Slurpee. Misses a shot. Gets punished for it, but there's just so many more players around to refrag. This is going to break the DRG's economy here.
I think the timeout is the right move right here. Things aren't quite working out for you. You've had some good opportunities. You've won 2 rounds. That's, you know, that's okay. But with 6 rounds on the other side, it's time to turn things around. Timeout's a perfect time to do it, figure out what went wrong and what you would change. I think Rosé's op has been one of the real pros of the CT side for the Drakes right now. He's got 7 kills, 151 ADR. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you can keep that op going, and if you could maybe even move it around a little bit, float a little bit around, play different sites, keep them guessing as to where you are. I mean, I expect him to have a huge impact in this game.
Well, we'll have to see here. They are on the light buy again. Rosé opts buy, hoping to get that opt out next round. If it's a full buy, it's going to be a very hard round. 2 people swinging out towards B, both getting brought very, very low, and then Rosé also getting towards mid. I'd almost like to see maybe a group attack here from the CT side. Playing so very far apart. Chilled Pyro acting as a bait here for Mr. Stacky. Mr. Stacky maybe going to be able to get one here, and he does. Able to get one there, but Dirt Slurpee instantly runs back. And Rowdy with a double spray down towards mid. They've just found that the B side is just completely open here at this point, and they're just going to instantly be able to go down and plant. But Mr. Stacky does get a kill there, so they are maybe able to save that AK for the next round. SAV most likely would want to give this up, looking at their own money situation. You want to kind of keep that money high for the T side, because it can get broke as well. Do you see them hunting here, Bible?
I think they should, but I also really think they may question if that's really worth it at this point. I think the Leopards are just going to want to keep their money, but it does look like Rowdy's going.
Yeah, Rowdy wants to get them eco frags. Also wants to pull away the guns here. Rowdy hearing Rosé rotate over. Yeah, just walks into the spray, but unaware of Mr. Stacky. But Mr. Stacky is going to get shot at the side by Cutthroat here. What are we going to have to see? I would like to see hopefully 2, maybe 3 more rounds come out of this DRG CT side.
Yeah, you definitely want the next 3 rounds. They should now have the op on the CT side. They should be able to have all the utility they need. And it is curious. They called a timeout on the previous round and then went into an eco. So they didn't call the timeout and then go into the rifle round. They actually had the extra eco. And now after that, they're calling another timeout. And maybe they were using maybe both timeouts and the round itself to figure out exactly what they want to do.
Well, what you might also find interesting here is that they have opt for the 2 double op setup, but one of their ops doesn't have any armor. So I am interested into seeing what exactly they're trying to go for here. He is starting off towards the B site here, probably peeking down into E-box as fast as possible. And Rosé just getting instantly naded out, instantly pushed back all the way down to Temple, unable to hold that mid control. And Mr. Stacky unable to get that pick down towards E-box. It's going to be a really hard round with Mr. Stacky rotating around with the op back over to Ace to hold that A main position. It does seem like they are going to try and at least push 2 people in, Sav is. Try and take a little bit of space there with it almost looking like it's just going to end up as an ace split here. Sav running through that smoke. Chill Pyro able to get one and able to get away. Seki also pulling another way. Chill Pyro pulls back towards the camera player, able to pull him back. And Index is already on the fast flank, able to get both down with the spray. He's not going to mess up that spray this time.
That's exactly what you need from the Drakes right now. They needed to win a round, and they needed to do it convincingly. Keep the money and go into the next round with a good economy. That's exactly what they did. They got both ops, and they got 2 AKs. That's fantastic. And now, obviously, Stacky now has armor, and they can get everything they need here economically. And now it's even making the Leopards go into their own timeout to figure out how do they want to counter the double op setup.
Yeah, we're going to have to see something special come out of here. Dirt Slurpee opting to get another op, but if you look at the money, they're on a very precarious buy, especially going into next round. If DRG is able to win this round, it's going to be a pretty easy round for them on the next round.
It definitely seems like with the way the economy is in Counter-Strike 2 and the MR12 instead of the MR15, these rounds that we're having are much more critical towards the rest of the match, and more really weighs on these economic rounds where you can really just run away with the half at this point.
Yeah, well, luckily DRG has been pulling. Oh, and a shot through the smoke onto the leg, and then Rose gets needed off the angle. Chilled Pyro opting to pick up that op. He's already at low health, but that's an unfortunate way to start this half. It seems like Rose hasn't really been able to get anything started on this mid pick. Either getting triple naded, quad naded, or shot through the smoke by an op and then naded. It just feels like it's probably a peak that is not giving them much worth. Maybe we'd like to see them try and pull a rifle over there, double rifle maybe, and try and layer some util to keep that space maybe. Rowdy pulling up towards mid. They have taken most of the top mid control. Rowdy does think twice about pushing into the camera peak fully. But it seems like SAV is leaning towards a B hit here, bringing 4 of their players with leaving Rowdy in mid to try and hold off those mid rotations from A. This is going to be a very brutal round with 2 players on towards B. If the SAV throws the right util set, they might just get completely smoked off from the site and have to retake. And a 4v5 Anubis of all maps, this might be a very hard round to win. And Rowdy pulls off the pick in mid towards Shield Pyro, who was going to be their offer to try and help here. But Mr. Set Index with a spray down, the Bear Shark with a spray down, and then instantly both players on B side get put down. This is just looking like a save for Mr. Stacky here.
Yeah, consolation prize is at least he has the op, and they actually should be able to make another buy out of it, so it won't be that dire for them. They should be able to put it into an 8-4.
Rowdy slipped the net, but he makes noise. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sorry, Bible, you were saying that.
Well, they have to decide if they really want to hunt him. Every gun he takes away from them is going to be something that they're going to have to pay for next round.
Mr. Seki missing that shot. And he's getting just rushed from both sides. There's not... Oh, pulling out the one, almost getting the sec, flick around to Dirt Slurpee, but Dirt Slurpee too quick, able to pick up that kill. Now you look at the DRG, and you have a pretty good buy coming actually into this round. And when you look at the T side, you have Rowdy here with lower money, but they are able to get the full buyout. This is going to be a very hard round for DRG to win.
Yeah, I think Sav has muted the effect of their offer. If you notice, he went down from like 150 ADR down to 70. So he has not been having the success he wants in mid. Those nade stacks are definitely the key to taking mid for the Leopards.
Yeah, totally. And it seems like just DRG's CT side has felt very passive, not very pushy. I would have loved to see them play a little bit more aggressive towards some of these rounds, try and take some space. But it is understandable with Anubis. It's a hard map, but to win this map and a lot of rounds on CT side, you have to take risks. And Rose able to actually pick off Binu playing around that flash, but instantly gets pulled down from Rowdy. Rowdy is dropped a little bit low. Chill Pyro is unable to refrag Rowdy, Rose there. I have to see. Dekel also pushing in. Dirt Slurpee with the bomb gets dropped down. Bomb has been left in the site. If Dekel goes down here without anything, they're left in a really weird position. Rowdy is pushing through, able to get both. Mr. Saki with the trade back. Cutthroat is coming from A main, which Mr. Saki is predicting. We're gonna have to see here. Mr. Saki's getting into the perfect position, and Cutthroat is just not ready for it. Brilliant reposition from Mr. Saki there, being able to put together where all the players were. Great refrags from them as well.
We end the half with the same way that it started off, a one-on-one fight on the A bomb site. This time it goes in favor of the Drakes. It's just that round was very weird. I don't think the Leopards really had a good understanding at the end of what they wanted to do, or let's say of how the Drake setup really was. And had they known that, I don't think they would have charged into the site the way they did. So I think that's the first major misread of the team. You know, obviously that happens. You don't expect to see it as much in playoffs, and we haven't been seeing it. It really feels like they had a good read for the majority of the rounds here until that one.
Yeah, I feel like both teams have been really playing super well. It's unfortunate DRJ hasn't been able to get as many rounds, but they had a lot of rounds really, really close. Mid-rush coming in, Dirt Slurpee just barely to get away. But this might make them second guess, pushing into an A main split here. Yes, opting to go into Temple here. And then going to CT, they're going around the world here back to B. But it does allow both of the B players to come back. Are they going to expect for the CT? Binu is able to get away with a couple of taps, able to get the nade off. Cutthroat is able to get one back, but DeBearshark brings one back. And another crazy shot from Index onto the E-Box player. Rowdy's trying to get any sort of kills out of this position, but it's kind of rough. Dekel seeing the top ahead, and then Chill Pyro taking Rowdy out. Dekel is able to bring back one kill, but left in a 1v3. This is going to be a very hard round for him to take back, and yeah, he's unfortunately not able to get any kills here. Index bringing him down. Really good pistol round.
And thus, it could begin. The Drakes with a potential comeback from a 4-8 deficit. They now have the pistol round. Obviously, we all know how this goes. Do not lose this round. They're buying AKs. I can respect that. You want to actually win. You're not as worried about the economy. That's fine, but you got to work together here. Don't lose this round, or the economy is going to be absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, no, you said it perfectly. You lose this round to the Leopards low buy, which they actually did opt to force into it, getting 4 5-7s and then an MP9 out of it. Doing more of a lean towards B here. Obviously, you have that boost coming in to try and hold towards B main. Opting to give up mid, which it looks like the DRG is taking advantage of. But you are leaning one player outside towards B. Is this just going to be a feeler to try and take some space? Maybe, hey, should we go back into, should we wrap back into B here, or should we just commit to our A split? They're leaning another player back over. Chillpire able to get one Cutthroat, but he is part really low. Binu almost able to get Mr. Stacky, and he does bring him down. There are a lot of players. There is Chillpyro lit here, but with just a bunch of SMGs coming into here, there's not a lot that you can do. Chillpyro is still lit, but with 2 5-7s, I think they just look at trying to save this, trying to save the armor, right?
Yeah, there's no realistic way to get in here unless the Drakes like completely just turn off their monitors and run away. And it's fine. You can save the armor. You can save the kit on Dirt Slurpee. That'd be fine to move into the next round. I think the Leopards calculated this. I think they said, look, it's possible we're going to lose the round. We don't have the money to really buy anything great. Force into it anyway. We'll take the gamble that we're going to win it. And if not, we've got a couple rounds to burn. So we can save next round and then come back.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to opt for a full save or another light buy into the situation? Maybe
I think you're
some
going to
more
see maybe some pistols. Yeah, pistols, no armor.
Yeah.
Like Rowdy's got the P250. That makes sense.
Okay. Well, yeah, it just as quickly as the SAV was able to build up this lead, DRG has made it come crashing down with them knocking on the door of a 7th round. SAV is opting for more of a B heavy centric stack. DRG was trying to predict maybe a rush, but SAV is not going to give that up. Now another really just lurky type of round out of DRG here. Rowdy dropping off right before maybe one of them would peak. But Mr. Saki is about to get pushed by 3, thinking better of it. A little bit back so he gets the space, is bringing down Dirt Slurpee below. Able to get 1 second, but brought down. Dealing a lot of damage to the other 2 players there. Cutthroat and Dirt Slurpee left on very critical health. Could be dropped from a single AK bullet here. Dekel is in the spot where this main hit is coming, but he gets pushed from both sides, unable to really watch both of them. Do you foresee another save coming into this round, Bible?
Well, I think they could go for it if they really wanted to, because they're going to buy next round. But again, you've got the armor. I mean, that's $1,000 on Dirt Slurpee right there, not to mention the $400 kit, right? So saving's not terrible if you could take a gun out of their hands, especially if you could kill Index as an exit kill and take his gun on the way out. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Chilled Pyro is taking away the MP9, which was the main gun that they had here. Just like we said before, the round differential has came really close, down to 8-7 here. Their Slurpee is able to keep that kit over and be able to buy the op and not have to buy another pistol. So it does make a little bit more sense as the opper to try and save that over. What do you think we got to see out of SAV here to try and break this 3-round win streak from DRG?
I don't think it's a big deal. I think they just need to play their game. The reason being, yes, you lost the pistol. That's its own entire, it's an own entire entity, basically. And then they lost it where they didn't have the money. They didn't really have the guns. This is the first rifle round. Show us what you got. Just play your game. And you should be able to walk away with a round win here.
Yeah. Now, DRG is opting towards more of a lurk type style, holding 2 people over towards top mid, 1 towards E box, 1 outside B, and then 1 has actually pushed up and taken all of the A main control. Really good separation from DRG here. We've just got to see how it comes together. With 2 of them actually pushing up into top mid as well, Dirt Slurpee could easily get caught out here if the house player decides to swing out of that smoke. Does opt to take the shot, but does instantly pull back into camera, so he should be safe for now. It does look like they are leaning into more of a split here. You have Dekel still sitting behind Pillar and able to get one away with the help of Dirt Slurpee with a flash, pulling away Rose, but instantly getting run down by Mac 10. Dirt Slurpee unfortunately unable to pull any of those op shots into a kill. Index thinking better about swinging into storage, knowing that the opper would be there. It is in a 3v4 there. This is a really good round for SAV to be in. It does look like Dirt Slurpee is trying to reposition back towards cams to try and have a 2-2 split, 2 coming from storage, 2 coming from cams here. But they are still smoked off. Look at the util for T-side as well. Cutthroat just running through, taking down Chilled Pyro. Index able to pull 1 back, almost able to pull back 2. Mr. Saki with 2 kills, almost coming in with a 3rd, but unfortunately unable to bring in that spray control. But there's no time. There's no kit. There's no time. So Binu's just having to run away from the bomb site there, bringing it to an 8-8.
That was a wild round. Unfortunately, when the counter-terrorists realized the push was coming and they did the flash play towards A main, they got the 1 player. They killed 1 player from Drake's, and then they seemed to think, well, that's it. There's no one there. and the spacing was so much that, okay, now the rest of it's coming through the cams position. And it was just so unfortunate that they had no idea there was another wave of players coming through A main.
Yeah, no, that was a great double spray down from Index there. Able to get both of those kills. Really, if he's not able to get those kills, that kid is suddenly on site, and that would have been the round loss. But
They can still do it here, though. The Leopards have the op, and they've
They do.
yes, they got the FAMAS, the MP9, but this is a decent enough buy that they can do this.
Yeah, I would like to maybe see something a little bit more pacey come out of them. Try and take a quick peek towards A main, try and get enshrouded in. But it seems like they are still just trying to trust towards their more of a default position. Where are they putting that op? The op is on pillar. Oh, they're doing a bait strat here for Dekel and then the op. This is a really smart play here, but DRG has been leaning a little bit more towards mid on these rounds. So having Rowdy all alone, this could be a very hard hold for him. Able to spot one out, but not able to hold that space. So it really does look like DRG is just going to keep abusing this mid. Trying to get up towards house, try and take this space, cancel rotates, everything like that. Pause rotates as well. They're slipping with a great shot onto Chill Pyro though. And they instantly smoke off A main. That is the op spotted towards A. So do you think we see them go into a fast B hit here, or just going to kind of lurk around?
I think the Leopards expected that. Look at that. They
shot.
pushed back towards mid, yeah, and they got that kill, and they're heavily positioned for B. Or at least they were.
Yeah, they were having 3 players. Rose pulling off a good shot, though. The Bear Shark able to pull another one back. This round is quickly turned back onto its head with coming down to a 3v3. DRG does have a post plant here. You have Turch Slurpee almost able to get another shot through the smoke. Dekel able to swing around and kill Mr. Stacky. Both of these players are super low. The Bear Shark here would be the big round winner. He has to get at least 2 here. Able to get 1. And Rowdy's turned around, but he ran out of ammo! Was able to miss the shot. So close. Rowdy able to pull both of those kills in. That's so unfortunate. If the Bear Shark there had just a little bit more ammo.
Yeah, he needed to be more careful. He had 8 bullets. When you said he needed to get 2 kills, he had 8 bullets. And with the first player not really paying as much attention, he should have gone maybe for a more calculated headshot. But in the moment, you know how it is. You're thinking, I got to get this kill, and you don't care how many bullets it takes. You want to get it. It's just, it's one of those things that the pressure of the moment and the demand to hit those shots comes in. And that's what you get in playoffs. You know, you have to hit these shots, or else the other team will punish you. They're as good or better in the moment, perhaps.
Yeah, unfortunate round there for DRG, but they are still going to be able to come back in here with another buy. They are having that money come a little bit lower though, but it does look like we're on a current tech pause. I think, yeah, we're on a tech pause.
I think I saw some players write something about some lag in the server or something of that nature. I didn't catch exactly what the discussion was, but hopefully it gets resolved shortly. I do have to say this is a very close match, and I appreciate what both teams are trying to do and how they're trying to implement it. I think they have slightly different ways of going about it, and right now the real question is going to be who can come out on top right here in the next couple rounds to take control of the economy.
Yeah, what I honestly would really like to see is just an exec by the Drakes here. Just do a regular execute, maybe onto B, throw your smokes, try and get that bomb plant down, which will facilitate another round for you. Could maybe go towards A. Just got to do something maybe a little bit more pacey. Like you saw on the Savs T side, is that they would do these really pacey takes towards mid some rounds, which would really throw DRG off their game. Or like even the 3rd round, doing just a combined exec with their MP9s and Mac 10s onto the B site. Just something that might throw a wrench into the tire of Sav here on that CT side.
It's curious, though. Again, we keep bringing up the economy, but SAV won the round, and they have no op, and 2 of their players are on MP9s. It's such a curious thing. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Drakes lost the round, and I mean, obviously they had the benefit of 4 previous rounds, but they're the ones that are contemplating if they should get an op or not. And it looks like they're choosing to go for a full spread of AKs.
Yeah, this would be the perfect round to do something a little bit more pacey. And looks like they are starting 4 off towards Rugs here, which does maybe seem like it might be an instant A execute. Dekel with an instant Molotov, but they're just running through the Molotov. Chill Pyro already through. Are they going to clear Dirt Slurpee here? He's able to get 1, unable to get 2nd. Rose trades out. Dekel able to get 2 there with a double spray down. And they just grab the bomb and turn. You do have Index here in mid, but Cutthroat with an instant kill onto Rose. That mid presence from Index just completely just null and void now. But he does have... great pullback from Index there. Is he going to be able to read that there's a second one here down on site? And unfortunately not able to. I did see what I would have liked. Maybe a little bit more util usage would have been nice, but just pushing in, just doing something a little bit pacey. If you're able to get those trades, you really had a round there.
And maybe to your point about utility is on the way in, get a Molotov out towards the pillar position, force the player out so that at the very least, if you're going to have a rough way to get in, make it a little scrappy. Don't let the counter terrorists set the terms on when they're going to peak. Force them out.
Man, it looks like for DRG, we are just going back to another kind of lurky round. They are on a low buy. Mr. Saki here forced down to a deagle, and Chilled Pyro with an MP9, and Rose also down to a deagle. You have 2 hero AKs here, but they are full invested into this round. With just kind of just waiting until SAV uses most of their utility. Mr. Stacky just trying to force out a little bit more with that flash and peek. But meanwhile, all this is going down. It seems like DRG's actually found the opening, having 2 people into mid and none of SAV in mid at all. This could be a pretty decent gap. You do have Dirt Slurpee looking up at cams from down on the stairs in A. But we're going to have to see how they put this all together. They have somebody also towards A main. DRG has been able to find the gaps here towards this. And it looks like they are attempting to go into a split. Yeah. Chill Pyro able to get out, unable to get the kill, but with all 3 players coming down cams, Binu able to get 1, Dekel able to get another one on the other side of the map, but we are ultimately brought down to a 3v3 here. The Bear Shark, thinking better about staying so close up in cams, decides to reposition back into storage, which is a great position to find this late in round. Chilled Pyro holding towards the T stairs here. Rose opting for a rifle. Chilled Pyro was unable to get the kill, but Binu with a random spray through the smoke. Rowdy taking down his own teammate and then getting the other. And then you just have that flank from Cutthroat coming from A main, just putting down Chilled Pyro, unfortunately. These are some very close rounds that just one extra kill could go the way of DRG, but Zav's doing very tidy with them.
Yeah, I didn't like the buy from DRG. There was not a lot of optimism in it, but I have to admit they made it work. They took the site very convincingly. That A split is deadly. I mean, we saw that happen before in the game, and A split could be incredibly dangerous. And they did that and took the site. The problem was the hold. The post plant was not good enough. And obviously that could be because of the buy and the weapons they had, but it would have been really nice if Chilled Pyro had managed to get one of those op kills.
Yeah, and DRG forced down to just a pistol buy here. This is actually for their 12th round, but it looks like they're instantly dropping down. Cutthroat with a Molotov is in hand, gets instantly put down, and then you have Binu able to get 1, but traded out by Mr. Stacky. Down to a 4v3 here. You are still looking at the weapons here. Rose with a Scout and Index with an M4, and both of the other players just on pistols. This is still a very hard retake down on the B site, though. You do have Dekel coming from behind, able to pull away Mr. Stacky. But is he going to read Index here as well? He is able to pull back Index. Dekel is brought really low. The Bear Shark just runs out and gets that kill. Dirt Slurpee. Oh, this is a very hard round to bring back. Them getting on the smoke. Rose with a shot through the smoke with the scout, and Dirt Slurpee just has to give up the round.
Oh, that is a roller coaster of a round. That was so incredibly tight. The Drakes had an even worse buy than the previous round. But again, they made it work. They took the site. I really appreciate the teamwork that's going into these site takes. Just get in there, run them over, and just take these shots. And then the post plant is where it starts getting shaky. They started to lose, they started to win, they started to lose again, but in the end, they were able to get it. I'll tell you, some of those shots were absolutely amazing. I love that scout headshot on the bomb diffuser. Right before the smoke came up, that was about his only opportunity to really see what was going on, and he took it.
Yeah, and now look at the money for Sav. Instantly brought... If Sav actually loses this round, they're looking at a low buy. A very, very low buy to tie things up. They are doing that more of a bait and switch. Dekel is brought down all the way down. Just stands in the Molotov. Trying to get that smoke out just a little bit too late. Already brought down into a 4v5 here. And again, DRG has found the gap back towards mid. With the only player being on that side of the map being an Opera Dirt Slurpee who just gets caught out. That's just A completely open from Chilled Pyro. And Rowdy just unable to do anything towards mid here. Yeah, just has to give up the angle. I would like to realistically see a save come out of here by Sav. How low their money is, but will Mr. Stacky let them? Drops down, misses a shot. Oh, reading that, all three are there. So look at DRG already going for the late flank as well. Trying to hunt for these kills because they know if Sav loses all these guns, they are broke.
Yeah, for the hunt.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're getting out of here with any guns. Yeah, Rowdy on it. Either is split between two guys. That was a brilliant round from DRG.
That really was. I love the presence of mind to have the understanding, like, look, they got 3 alive. It doesn't matter that one of them has an MP9. Just get out there and anyway, let's hunt them. Let's figure out where they're at. Okay, all 3 are in B. Guess where we're going to go in the next 10 seconds? We're going to be heading out towards B. They left 1 player on A. The hunt was so good because right now, I mean, they're saving. Look at this.
Yeah, they have to pull out a full save here. Have to have as much money for the next round as possible. All 5 opting towards a water or a main execute, which could actually catch Rose off guard. He's the only player on this side of the map. You don't have anybody else supporting him. Are they gonna push through? They are. Rose just is none the wiser to this, though. Is hearing the noise. They do see the gun, but Rose is just caught out into the open. Does pull Dirt Slurpee off the angle. Able to get one, and then Index able to help support from that main window position. What is that called?
Bomb has been planted.
I guess that would just be the bridge.
Yeah, bridge from bridge. And then just like that, Drake's with another round win, bringing up to 11-11. Now, we did see this once before when they brought it back 8-8. And then Sav was able to pull 3 straight rounds to bring it up to the 11-11 scoreline. Do we think we're going to see anything special come out of Sav here, or...?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're going to have the money now after this round.
Bear Shark getting pulled away. They are bringing one. The rifle just went flying. Are they going to be able to find it?
Oh, no.
Oh, they can't.
Oh,
It
no.
went flying out of barrier. Because, oh no, the bomb went off, and that rifle went flying. Oh, imagine if that rifle could have changed the game right there.
Yeah, I don't like the bomb blast. I don't like the radius. I don't like how they've changed it. The guns exploded with such, ferocity there, but the players don't take the damage. It just doesn't seem proportionate.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see what comes out of DRG. So SAV is opting for their usual 2-1-2 split. And leaning over that mid once again, just giving the mid over. Oh, they're opting for a triple name, but Rose was expecting it. Only taking minimal damage. And DeVershark being able to pull 2 off with the help of Index. Are they instantly gonna split into A here? No, they're splitting into B, going into the stack, but Bino not able to get one, and then yeah, no, that's just the site taking over. That was a great acceleration from DRG. I would have loved to see it on the other side of the map, but yeah, they were able to catch all of them off guard there over on B. Oh, my 2 teammates just died over towards A. We gotta rotate, and then you hear all 3 of these guys running over.
Poor Rosado was getting naded all game on the first half, and I think maybe that's why he was a bit leery to step into the nade zone of T-Stairs. So that's probably had something to do with his awareness there.
Yeah, and look at this. DRG's already out on the hunt. They've been so fast with these hunts, but it looks like Deco might be able to save here. They have narrowed it down. Deco able to pull 1 away, but he shoots all of his bullets, but he's able to get the second on the DeVershark with the pistol. And Mr. Saki's unable to get that kill. But Deco's able to pull it back down. Able to get 3 kills there.
That's a hero play right there from Dekel. He saves the AK, kills off 3 people from the Drakes. Unfortunately, the Drakes are loaded with cash. They've got more money than they know what to do with in regulation. So
well, you know
at this point, at the very least, you've got the AK.
It was actually a really good save because as you can see, Dekel able to get all 3 of those kills, able to save the AK over, and then be able to buy himself as well. That's the only reason why you see 3 rifles coming into this round. If he wasn't able to save that, you would be looking at probably 2 rifles and 3 MP9s. This is going to be a very hard round for Sav here. Maybe something pacey?
It's match point 11-12. It's really unfortunate because they were winning. They were winning. What was 8-4? And from 8-4, you're down to 11-12. It's like this has not been your side. If you thought the Drakes weren't playing CT side well as the Leopards, and all of a sudden it's your turn, you're like, this is a lot harder than it appeared.
You know, DRG has been really doing a match for these last 5 rounds. Really just able to read whatever Sav is trying to throw at them. And it seems like the Sav, is trying to go into a little bit different of a look, like 2-2-1. This is actually what my team used for most of our Anubis matches as well. But DRG was able to pick that apart, so we'll have to see how they approach this round. Mr. Saki getting very explorative towards B main, but the smoke does block him off. Now, let's look at the util here. By 1:14 left, you have a smoke and a Molotov for the Sav side here. Not a lot of blocking potential. And they are leaning back over towards A. It looks like this might just be another A split. Yeah, you have Chilled Pyro doing his usual things towards A main here, with 2 other players coming to meet up towards A main. Yep, you have 2 people towards mid, but it looks like Sav has actually gotten in front of this one, with leaning 3 people over towards A. Dirt Slurpee actually getting explorative, but the flashbang is unable to go off before he dies. Dekel able to pull one back, but does get traded off, and the mid player is able to pull off the Rowdy off of camera. Down to an instant 4v2. I think this just might be it.
Yeah, and there's no save. Obviously, it's match point. You have to go for it. So the Drakes know exactly where you're going to be coming from, right? They know there's only 3 ways into the bomb site.
Yeah, but, and they already have... Oh, DeVershark unable to get that kill. This could be a little bit closer than we might be thinking. Oh, Binu with a great shot off to Mr. Saki. You have 2 really skilled players. The Molotov does come off, but Index... Oh, do they expect Index? I don't think they do. Yeah, he's able to pull off 1 kill, and yeah, Binu's unable to get the... Able to pull over 1, but Rose with an instant trade back. Excellent game from DRG there.
Yeah, the danger though, that last round, they overthought it a little bit, and they thought, well, we're going to take space, we're going to go extra farther out, and it's like, no, just play it simple. You played a really smart game, you got it to where you needed to, and it's only because they had such a huge advantage at the end that they were able to hold on to it with one player left alive at 3 HP, mind you. But that was a fantastic run. I think you said it was Sav's pick. Am I wrong on that?
No, that was DRG's pick.
Okay, good. So they won their pick. That's what they needed then, to get some confidence, go into the next map. It's but you know what? If I'm the Leopards, I'd be saying, look, we played their map and we brought it to 11-13. So now it's time to get onto our home turf. I think I'd be feeling good if I'm either team.
Yeah, no, both teams have to be feeling good off that. Something interesting that we are going to have to talk about, though, is I was thinking about this. DRG actually have not played Ancient at all. This will be their first Ancient map, as from looking at their games. Yeah, this is their first Ancient match.
It makes you wonder if they've been practicing it at all in the playoffs, knowing that it could come down to this on somebody's map pick, because obviously you can only have one perma veto in the playoffs, because whatever you pick, you're leaving the others open.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be a good series. I think Sav will. If I'm placing my bets anywhere, I think Sav is not going home off of this map. I think they'll pull it back 1-1, and then we'll be able to see that third map, which is what I think everybody wants to see.
Yeah, I would like to see high octane Counter Strike, high skilled performance. I do share your suspicions that this is going to be a one side beatdown on this map, and then we'll go back to close Counter Strike for the third. However, nothing would really surprise me too much here. In playoffs, people come with all sorts of strategies and ideas that maybe you haven't even seen during the season. So we'll have to see. I have a feeling though, within the first, let's say, 5 rounds, we'll get an idea if both teams can hang here.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be an interesting map. I'm trying to pull up the stats for Sav here, but I'm unable to see any of the map win rates. They're not coming up for me. So I unfortunately don't know how much they've played Ancient. Nuke, Mirage. They won against the Lotuses on Ancient, which it seems like that is their only map of Ancient, which was against the Lotuses during match day 8, which was 13-3. So a really good put away for Sav.
If you had to predict a score, what would you say?
I don't think it's going to be quite one-sided. If you're coming into the playoffs, you have to have about 7 maps, right? You want to at least have 7 maps that you feel comfortable on and you can play on whenever, right? So I feel like DRG has probably done their homework. Obviously, there's not a lot that you can go off with Sav. You can really just play your own game. And same for Sav with DRG. Neither team really knows how how the enemy team is going to come playing into this. Um so I'm honestly thinking probably another 13-11 in
Oh,
Sav's
really?
favor. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really close match. Like you had some really standout performances from a lot of the players on DRG that last half. Chilled Pyro calling as IGL, really good T side. Same for Dirt Slurpee on their T side. Um, a little bit remiss on the CT side. Could have done a little bit better, but it is CT side, so it's a really hard half. Especially on Nubis because it's a T-sided map. So yeah, I'm thinking 13-11. What about you?
If Yeah, I guess it really does come down to questioning if they've really practiced it at all. If they have not practiced it, then I would be guessing somewhere in the range of like 13-5, 13-6. If they have been practicing it and have kept it secret this whole time, then I'm still giving this to Sav. I think that they could pull us at, like, let's say 13-10.
Yeah, you think 13-10? Yeah, I'm thinking that they're all gonna be they're gonna it's gonna be a pretty close match. Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna go on a quick couple minute break in between our next match, which will be again Sav versus DRG on Ancient. But yeah, see you then. Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to DRG versus SAV second match. Ancient, obviously. And it looks like we're going to be straight underway. Now, we haven't seen much of either of these teams on Ancient, but it looks like SAV is just looking for a straight run onto B. Cutthroat unable to pull that first one away. Mr. Seki able to get one off. Trade back. So we are looking at a 5v4, but if you look at the CTs, their health are really, really low. Mr. Seki able to get one as well as the Bear Shark, but Rowdy able to pull two back. Joe Prado finally able to put him down back into a 3v1 for Binu here. Binu's able to pull one back with the Bear Shark. Great shot. Almost able to get the second, but unfortunately not able to on Rose. That was a cluster of a round.
Yeah, that went all over the place. I really had no idea who was going to be able to pull that off, and I don't even think the teams knew which way that was going to go until the very end.
Yeah, that was a round. Great for the DRG to win that pistol, though. So far, I think we're looking at a 2-1 split on pistols, correct?
Actually, I am not sure. I think so. I think you're right. Yes, 2-1.
Yeah, I think DRG 2, SAV 1. So we are seeing a force out of SAV here, actually. All Mac 10s. They are leaning more towards like a lurk around the map. Their Slurpee is taking some damage, trying to get back into Jaguar, or just trying to get onto Elbow. And it looks like these guys, these mid players,